the last two WCW pay-per-views that we've reviewed as part of this series have been, well, pretty damn terrible, haven't they? Hold on to your hats, guys, because this one's quite good. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, another episode of 97th Heaven. Now, as you can tell by the title down below, tonight we're going to be looking at the Great American Bash from 1997. And as I said on the intro, the last couple of shows, or maybe most of the shows this year, have been pretty damn poo, really, haven't they? This one, well, we'll go through it shortly. I've got to say, I haven't said this on any of the vids on this series so far. WCW, I don't think I have anyway. If I have, they were 2 years ago. I don't remember them. One of the things about doing a series over 2 years and having a 2-year gap in between one half and the other half. I don't remember what I said on the other ones. Business was through the roof at this point. House shows, pay-per-view, anything, any show they put on sold out months in advance at this point. They were, making a lot of money. Pay-per-view buy rates still weren't fantastic, but, they were getting there. For example, this one's a 0.6, starting to race. And, I need to point out, the last time I changed my rating for my main event, I gave the main event one rating, and then I went back and changed it, believe it or not, because I watched it again, because a lot of people sent me messages saying, I think you underrated that match. Went and watched it, and you were right, I did underrate it, okay? So I just thought I'd throw that one out there. So, in our opening contest of the evening, the Ultimo Dragon, it's actually Ultimate Dragon. Ultimate Dragon. He's not Ultimo here, he's Ultimate. And it's just like, that's not weird. I'm going to call him Ultimo, because that's what I do. Ultimo Dragon defeated Psychosis in a good opening, probably the best match of the night, to be honest. This was everything you would expect from this one. Psychosis, Sonny Ono, with him, that's the implosion of the Dragon-Ono relationship. Remember last time out, costing the TV championship. Match is really good. It's everything you'd expect, really, from two cruiserweights. As in, no psychology and no selling, but lots of crisp flips, and I say moonsault to the outside by Dragon. Suicide dive over the ring post by Psychosis is really good. Nice power moves over. There's Brainbuster, followed by a tombstone pile driver by the Dragon. That's all good. The crowd are absolutely rabid for everything, which really helps in this match. Naturally, there's zero selling, like I say. Sonny tries to attack Dragon on the apron but hits Psychosis instead, and that allows Dragon to lock on a Dragon Sleeper, which gets the win at 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Probably the best match of the night. 3.5 stars. Really enjoyed that one. Not so good as the following match, or any of the matches that followed for quite a while, actually. Harlem Heat defeating the Steiner brothers in a meh match by disqualification. Apparently this means they're #1 contenders to the tag team titles. The thing with the Steiners is that they... Excuse me, I've got a hair in my mouth. They don't wrestle like a babyface team, in my opinion. They sell absolutely nothing, and when they get offense in, it's normally massive offense. It's those big-ass suplexes that they do. They look good. I'm not disputing that one for a second. And they always pop the crowd. Yeah, I'm sorry, does this keep falling down, or is it just me? Just go back up just a little bit. I want to put something in its place, but I know if I touch the lens. Yeah, cut it out. Choose not to, because I'm that kind of guy. So, I'm not saying that these suplexes look bad. Please, just stay still. Please. There we go. Right. I'm going to leave it there, and if it's pointing up towards the ceiling at the end of the vid, so be it. I'm not saying these suplexes look bad. Promise you I'm not. It's just that in my opinion, they make Harlem Heat look weak. Because everything Harlem Heat do, it looks good and everything, but they don't sell it at all. Crowd was shit out again. Match is probably plodding away to a 2-star match, maybe, but then Vincent comes out, right? And while Booker T is down in the middle of the ring, Vincent comes out in front of the referee, hits an elbow drop in, and that gets the disqualification. And you're just looking at it going, seriously, Vincent? Seriously? In front intentional disqualification. And then Virgil obviously gets beats afterwards from the Steiner brothers, which is lovely. 1.5 stars, because I'm in a generous mood tonight. But I'm not so generous about this next match as Konnan defeating Hugh Morrus in the only, and this is a rarity for a WCW show, is not the only dud match of the evening. These two lost to the Steiners last month. They argued after the bell. Obviously, they're going to have a match. No problem with that. The problem is, despite the red hot crowd, most of this match is spent on the mat, yeah, and it just looks like they're lying around. And when they do submission moves, they look awful, really, really poor. Seriously, guys, this match is saved from minus figures by the crowd. The crowd probably give it half a point, which makes it up to a dud. Another hair. Bloody hell! How much minge have I been munching today? Jesus Christ! Morrus goes for that moonsault he does so nicely. He's knocked off. Konnan then hits a horrible German suplex that, honestly, I could do a better German suplex than this. If anyone remembers the one German suplex that I ever did in my backyarding days, where I did a German suplex and the guy landed on my face, yeah, honestly, this was worse than that. And then he puts on the Tequila Sunrise, yeah, but it just looks like there's absolutely no pressure on. It looks like he's giving him I was going to say a leg hug, but no, there's no pressure there. But that gets the win. And that's a dud match. That's bullshit. Next up, Glacier defeating Wrath in a poor match. Backstory here is honestly there's two backstories going into this one. The first one is that the James Vanderberg, who of course you may know as the Sinister Minister, he stole Glacier's helmet, which apparently he draws his power from, kind of like the Undertaker's urn, and that made Glacier vexed. You saw last month at Slamboree that they were having a match, and then Ernest the Cat Miller made the save while I was getting beat. And the obvious match, which is surely Glacier and Miller versus Braith and Mortis. I think we'll have to leave that one. That's next month, apparently, if I remember rightly, at Bash at the Beach. Mortis is out here, but he's handcuffed to the ring post. I have no idea why, because they don't explain it. Mike Tenay is out on commentary. He tries to explain the backstory to Glacier and why Wraith and Mortis hate him. And honestly, it's too bollocks to even talk about. Talking about it's all this happened in China and all that. Basically, these characters, especially these three, I don't think Miller can count these, they look like they're trying to cash in on the popularity of Mortal Kombat. It's probably the way that I'd look at it. So they've got this convoluted backstory that you think to yourself, seriously? Do you reckon that people are going to buy that? You know, really? Wow, that one's great. Granny Minge. Wrestling exists to make money, does it not? Characters, wrestlers have to exist to try and make money, and I just can't see yet. Yeah, they're trying to capitalise on the Mortal Kombat, but they don't do anything like they do in Mortal Kombat. You know, Sub-Zero is not going to come along and freeze you, and some voice isn't going to pop up and go, "Copy," you know, anything like that. It's just like it feels wrong. The match is okay; it's nothing special. Wraith hits a nice somersault off the apron, which is good. Glacier came back with a superplex, which is lovely, and the match went on and on and on. Vandenberg trying to get the key off Nick Patrick. He got the key for Mortis' handcuffs in his pocket, yeah. But then they do this brilliant thing where he's trying to get the key and Glacier hits the match-winning super kick. But because the camera's focused on the Sinister Minister, I ain't calling him James Vandermeer, fuck that. Because the camera's focusing on Sinister Minister trying to get the key, he completely misses it. So you turn around, Nick Patrick counts 1, 2, 3, and that's that. So you actually see the, what's it called? The cryonic kick that gets the win. Genius, that is. Absolute genius. After the battle, right, check this, yeah, for more genius, the heels get the handcuffs and handcuff Glacier to the ring ropes and start giving him beats. Who do you think makes the save? Is it Ernest the Cat Miller? No. Is it, well, let's be honest, let's pick a name out of the hat from the roster. Anyone you can think of, yeah? No, it isn't. Joe comes to make the save, yeah? The referees. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I was that wrestler and I was getting beat and not a single guy on the roster, bear in mind he's a babyface, yeah? Not a single guy from the roster comes out to help me, I'd be pissed off. Is the truth. Next, the second back match of the night, in my opinion, and you're not going to believe this because it's a women's match, is Akira Hokuto. I hope I'm saying that right. Akira Hokuto defeating Madusa in a good career versus title match, right? This, in my opinion, is a 3-star match, and you can probably guess why. No, what you know about me. So, but yeah, it's a career versus title. Madusa has to retire if she loses. Lee Marshall, whoever that is, joins us on commentary, which is nice. They have 3 commentators working in rotation here. Mike Tenay, Dusty Rhodes, and Lee Marshall seem to just swap in and out. Still don't know, after what, this is my 5th WCW show of the year, still don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I was very high, still, all the dogs around here are like, what the fuck was that? Anyway, carry on. So Akira works the neck to start. I'm going to go through this one because, like I say, it's one of the best matches of the night. Akira works the neck to start, choking on the ring ropes, then hitting a pile driver out of nowhere, like 2 minutes into the match. Nice. Medusa is able to come back, but when she comes off the top, with an axe handle, she lands badly, and by the looks of things, twists her knee. No problem with that. Hokuto then starts working the Lee as leg marshal. As Lee Marshall tells us that Madusa suffered a knee injury in the AWA in 1986. 11 years later, guessing the leg's healed. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good psychology, I suppose, because, once upon a time, she suffered this knee injury. Yeah, look, she suffered another one. But it's 11 years later and it doesn't have any relevance. But anyway, that's, I suppose. Akira keeps on the leg, circular stretch, and a lovely Northern Light suplex. That makes sense psychologically-wise because she's coming down on the legs. Of course she is. Madusa sells the leg well, but then comes back with a lovely powerbomb, and that's good storytelling, because think about it. You use all the power of your legs to lift someone up when you do a powerbomb. That's good storytelling, in my opinion. She sells it as she gets 2 off the cover, and as she kicks out. As she goes for the cover, she's holding the leg. When Akira kicks out, she's holding the leg. No problem with that whatsoever. Akira puts the knee bar on Madusa. Medusa's able to get out of it. She hits the bridging German suplex. And another great little bit of storytelling here is as she does the suplex, Akira Hokuto, whatever her name is, Japanese woman, has got Sonny Ono on the outside, yeah? And because the way she does the bridging German, she's right near the legs, and Sonny Ono whips out the leg underneath her, which is fantastic. That hurts the leg even more. Happy, happy days. Happy, happy days. Akira, I'm just going to keep calling her Akira because I know that's right. Akira goes up top, goes for a splash, but out of desperation, Madusa puts up the knees. Of course, that's a standard way to block it, but of course, that's a bad move if you've got a dodgy knee. She goes for a back suplex, the knee crumples under her, and Akira has absolutely no hesitation whatsoever in hitting a Northern Lights suplex Northern Lights bomber! For the win. About 3 people watching that will get that joke there. Yeah, that gets the win. I enjoyed this match so much more than I was expecting to. I walked into this match thinking, well, this is going to be bollocks, isn't it? Some bird who I've never heard of versus an all-right women's wrestler. And it was really good. The psychology and the storytelling, this one was absolutely faultless. You can't go wrong with it. One of the things that really makes me smile about this one is afterwards, is Madusa has her knee looked at by the trainers. She's limping, she's being helped to the back by trainers, Mean Gene Oakland comes up, and Mr. Nice Guy Mean Gene, straight away on the mic, your career's over, it's cooked, it's toast, it's finished. And he's such a knob to her, to the point where the fans chant leave her alone at him. He's that much of a prick. What a knobhead, what an absolute cock. Right, and then we got some shitty matches. As Chris Benoit defeating Meng in an okay death match. So I'm sure you remember these two fought last month to a 1-star match. This is a last man standing match, essentially, a death match. But you can win by submission or knockout, which is lovely. While Meng has a sleeper on, Dusty Rhodes, who would replace Leg Marshall to do the commentary, says he refers to a man's lungs as his breathing apparatus. Nice one, Dusty. That one is being stored up here. Next time I'm on commentary, you know I'm using that one. Oh, yes. This match, while marginally better than the last one, is nothing special. Once again, as with every match this show, red hot crowd. Meng sells nothing at all. Benoit bumps around like a badass. It's fucking funny. It's just funny. Oh, and he botches. Meng botches a couple of moves really, really badly as well. He passes out to a crossface in the end, which gets the win. As Dusty tries to say he tapped out, it's like, no, he didn't at all. He said, well, if he tapped out, he tapped once. So yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Benoit does a stretcher job after he gets the win. Not really entirely sure why. He hasn't got that much of a beating. For a death match, let's put it this way, this was the least brutal death match I've ever seen. Alright, let's put it that way. And then Kevin Greene, remember him, defending Steve Mongo McMichael in a pretty poor match, to be honest. Another pay-per-view, and it's another footballer versus footballer. Yay, still don't care. They've learned their lesson from last time. Remember how long the Reggie White, was it Reggie White? Was it Reggie White? I've got it down here. Reggie White, yeah, it was. Reggie White versus Steve Mongo McMichael match. Didn't that last like 18 minutes, something like that? It was a long match. Yeah, they've learned the lesson. This match is half as long. I mean, they're trying, obviously, but the match isn't very good. I'll give Greene credit, obviously I will, because he's not a wrestler, but the match is really, really boring. And I mean, the finish comes, Jeff Jarrett comes out with a briefcase, looks like he's gonna hit he's aiming to hit Kevin Greene. Kevin Greene pulls McMichael into him, hits McMichael. That means that Greene can get the win. Yay is one of those things. It's like let's put it this way, yeah. Mongo versus Reggie White last month, was -1 star. Because I'm in a very good mood and because the crowd were hot again, I'm giving this one half a star, alright? How's that sound? In our semi-main event, and this is the one that I'm probably going to get dissed for, because I think to get dissed for matches like this one, it's the Outsiders versus, defeating Roddy Piper and Ric Flair. You know what's coming now, excuse me. How many bumps will Kevin Nash take? I always seem to say 4, don't I? Last time he did take 4. This time I'm going to go with 3. I went with 3. It's on my notes right here. The good parts of this match, right, are that the crowd are really, really, really hot, all right? The bad parts of this match is the match is rubbish. Really, really not a good match at all, especially for the 4 people you've got in the ring. This is not a good match. Standard stuff. I mean, there's one really good move in this one. That's Kevin Nash hitting a monstrous sidewalk slam on Ric Flair. It's like he gets him up in the sidewalk slam position. I mean, I know he's a tall bastard anyway, so Ric Flair's really high in the air, but he jumps and then does the sidewalk slam. Massive move, yeah? But then 1.6, who is on the outside with the Outsiders, yeah? Obviously. He's not going to be with fucking Ric Flair, is he? Idiot. He stays interfering in the match, and Ric Flair has enough of it, so he chases him to the back, yeah? But he doesn't come back. So it's a handicap match, the Outsiders versus Roddy Piper, and naturally Piper fights valiantly, but 2 minutes later, if that, Razor's Edge, Outsiders Edge, the Edge, no, the Outsiders Edge, get it right, Mark, come on. The Outsiders Edge gets the win for the Outsiders, to be honest, doesn't it? How many bumps do you reckon Kevin Nash took? Well, you've probably noticed that normally when it's a Kevin Nash match, yeah, I do a play-by-play and tell you all the moves that have happened, yeah. So, this one, he didn't take any at all, not one. He only left his feet to do that sidewalk slam. That's it. There was no bumping from Kevin Nash whatsoever. Impressive, eh? And in our main event, it's Randy Savage defeating DDP in a good, actually, light-out match. What's a light-out match, Mark? I'm here, you can try. I hear you crying. Can hear you could try. What the fuck, Mark? What the actual fuck? I hear you cry. A light-out match is basically a fancy name for a no disqualification match. 2 points before we go on. First things first, if you can let me know in the comments down below, I would be genuinely grateful if you could tell me why this is the 3rd straight pay-per-view that Hulk Hogan hasn't appeared on. The face of the company, and oh yeah, he's the WCW champion. Fuck being on pay-per-view, I ain't doing that bullshit. Second one is, one of the problems with doing a series like this is that I didn't watch WCW at the time. And obviously, I don't have the time in the day with doing like 4 other series at the moment, or however many I'm doing. Raw reviews 10 years ago, these, and that's 3 at least, isn't it? And current pay-per-views, that'll do, that's 4. One of the problems is that I don't have the time to watch the Nitro, and I've got sources that I can look into. For example, I've got the Rise and Fall of WCW, or the Death of WCW, whatever it's called, yeah. I've been reliably informed by many, many people that book just is full of shit. So I try not to look at it these days when I'm doing shows like this. And also, the people that I know who watched WCW at the time, you ask them about this, a match like this one, for example, or a show like this one, they'll say, oh yeah, it was an amazing show. But they're going off memory, and of course, most of them have only ever seen it the one time. So they're not very accurate. Thing is, what I'm trying to say here is that the DDP versus Randy Savage feud, I've learned since I last reviewed one of their matches, which was 2 years ago, and I gave 1 star, by the way, their last match, right? Personally, I underrated that match quite a bit. Secondly, I've been told that this feud, the DDP versus Randy Savage feud, was the hottest feud of '97, bar none. So, it's interesting on that one. So, off we go. So this one is, well, I mean, let me tell you this one. This is the best way I can describe this match is it's a WWF Attitude Era style main event brawl a year before they became the norm. Is what I'll say. I'm going to go through this one because there's quite a lot of good stuff happened in this one, to be honest. I mean, there's hardly any wrestling. There's hardly any wrestling at all, but there's plenty of weapons. I mean, there's a powder shot, for example. They brawl through the crowd, which is all good. Hell, referee Mickey J, yeah, takes a pile driver in the first 5 minutes of the match. Props to him for taking that. Because I've said before, in my life, I will never, ever, ever take a pile driver. I never have, I never will. Fuck being dropped on top of your head. Fuck that shit. More ref bumps. Another ref comes out. He gets bumped. They brawl up to the stage where there's a picnic table set up. So naturally, someone has to go through the picnic table, and that's Randy Savage. Oh, and check this one out, yeah? There's a barbecue set up. It's not lit, thank goodness, because DDP uses the charcoal of doom to the face of Savage. Fucking have that. At ringside, Nick Patrick comes out. He prevents Savage from pile driving DDP on the steel concrete. He gets beats for it. And then because Savage is crazy, he beats one of the ringside photographers as well. Oh, it's all good. In the ring, a chair shot and a diamond cutter puts Savage down, but obviously there's no referee. Nick Patrick crawls into the ring, crawling because he's been launched into the barricade. But he gets one, but at the same time that he's crawling into the ring, Scott Hall is walking to he's not running because it's not it's not that urgent, but he's walking to the ring with his tag team title belt, and he clocks Nick Patrick with it. That's one way of stopping it, I suppose. No, place. He's counting, but takes the title belt. Well, Page fights Hall until Savage uses a belt to stop him. Razor's Edge for DDP. Notice, damn it, I've written it as a Razor's Edge. Outsider's Edge for DDP. And then Randy Hall pulls Savage up. Doesn't think just put him on top and making him. He tells him to go and do the elbow drop. Of course, no one does the elbow drop better than Randy Savage, so I've got no problem seeing it, but it just seems a bit academic. It seems a bit like that was just a waste of a move. But that gets the win, as said. An Attitude Era brawl a year before they became the norm. If you had told me watching this match back in 1997 must have just been awesome because it was everything you could want from what was apparently, I say that apparently because I just don't know, a red hot feud at the time. You delivered a match that they beat the shit out of each other in several ways, but there was also a finish that meant that you wanted to see another match. These two fought already. You want to see them fight again because it was a screwy finish, and that's not a bad thing. If you had told me at this time that this would become the norm, this sort of match next year and the year after especially would become the main event style in the WWF, I would have laughed at you because fuck that. And it's funny how people crow that they want the Attitude Era back, but do you really want this main event every week? And of course you don't. It's fucking shite. Anyway, yeah. This match is a 3-star match in my opinion. I enjoyed this one a lot more than I was expecting to. So ladies and gentlemen, if you've been paying attention or if you're looking down here, you'll see there's a 3.5-star and 2 3-star matches on this one. Granted, there are 4 matches that are 1-star or below. There are 2 1.5-star matches. This is quite a rarity because we're going to go with a 5 out of 10 for this one. So, it's not got Hogan on it again, and there's no Sting on it again. You've got to remember, right, I didn't watch WCW, as I've told you many, many times. But I thought the feud between Hogan and Sting that led up to Starrcade 97 started in, early 97 and was on every single show. 3 straight pay-per-views now, no Hogan. 2 straight pay-per-views, no Sting. Nice and simple. It's all good. It shows what I know, doesn't it? So 5 out of 10, believe it or not. What did you think of this show? If you watch this show live or you're a big WCW fan, I would genuinely love to know what you thought of this one down below. I've been Mark P, and definitely this time, next time, we're doing Canadian Stampede, because last time I said that, I had to do this show and King of the Ring for fuck's sake, but it's July next, Canadian Stampede, one of my all-time favourite shows, and I'm genuinely looking forward to doing the review for you. I've been Mark P. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you all soon. The last 2 WCW pay-per-views that I reviewed on this series have been pretty damn terrible. Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, talk yourself in. No, talk yourself in, dickhead. The last 2 WCW pay-per-views reviewed. Fuck. very good at this, am I?